Hey guys, this is Colin and Jeremy, both of us together for once. We're just doing an update video on our collection. So I guess we'll just start at the bottom and move our way up. First off is our hooked machete. If you keep up with our videos, then you'll remember this guy. It's huge, really scary. We had a few comments on what it might be, but again, if you've never seen that video and you have some ideas, please post them in the comments.
And over here we have this multi-tool. I've got a bunch of knives in here and a little saw, screwdriver and awl and whatnot, pliers, and a little flashlight that's actually quite bright for just a little guy.
Next up we have our... Actually, I'm just going to go through our cold steel collection since it's mostly mine. First is my cold steel Sharky, the cold steel Kubotan / marker. This has actually been discontinued because Sharpie had a problem with the fact that cold steel's marker looked so much like a Sharpie and sounded like the exact same thing. So now we have the cold steel Pocket Shark, but we don't really have one yet. But next up we have my Black Rock Hunter, which, as you know, is kind of a modified palisong, where it opens with a slip joint, so you can't open it with two hands. I really like this knife. I'll do a review of it eventually. I've had it forever. Next up, we've got the cold steel Kudu. We just did an impressions video on. We have two of these, actually. They're actually really different. Very different knife. Cool to add to the collection, though. Next up, I just got in the mail yesterday as well, is my cold steel Fin Bear. It's a nice little fixed blade. I actually bought it to keep in the kitchen for doing food prep and stuff, so. Next up is, again, got this a few days ago, is my Raja 2, which I absolutely love. I've been cutting things with it non-stop since I got it, so. Next in that line is my cold steel Bushman. One solid piece of high carbon steel that's been molded into that round handle. I really like this knife as well. As you can tell from all that wear on the blade, I've used it a ton for batoning and bushcraft. Also in this sheath I have a little survival kit. I won't get too into that, but it's there. Finally, in my cold steel collection at the top here, as I'm sure you've seen in other of our videos, is this two-handed kukri machete, which barely fits in frame. And I did sort of a quick review on that yesterday, so if you want to check that out, go to our kukri video.
And I'll do the little Spyderco line because all of them are mine. But so we'll start off with the Bug series. So we've got the little guy, the Bug, and it's actually a really cool knife. You can just like stick it on your keychain or something. Then the Honeybee, which is a smidgen bigger than the Bug. Again, you could stick it on a keychain. And then we have the Grasshopper, which is the largest of the three. I personally keep this in a pack of gum because it fits perfectly and it's nice to have another blade on you. And it's completely concealed, so I thought that was kind of a neat idea to put it in there. Then we have the Spyderco Sage 1. With the carbon fiber handles. I absolutely love this knife. I've got the S30V blade and it just feels quality. It's excellent. Then we have the Spyderco Tenacious. Again, an excellent affordable knife. G10 handles, HCR 13 MOV blade. Pretty easy to sharpen and holds an edge. Yeah, it's ergonomic as well.
I guess next up I'll talk about my little razor blades. These are actually really cool. I've never seen these before. I found two of them in my granddad's cabin after he passed away. We were looking for some stuff and I found these razors. They actually retract in, as you can see, and then you can actually pull it out, and that's how you'd put a real razor blade in that. So very cool, handy little utility knives that you can just throw in your pocket. I like them. I'll talk about Actually, this is another knife I got from my granddad. This, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that in frame. If you look very closely, no, that is not going to.
It might.
Almost. Anyways, this little two-bladed knife, one side is a file, the other side is a knife, is made by Zippo. So that's really handy. It was actually obviously made for a petroleum company in Rimbey, Alberta, which I'm sure none of you have ever heard of. But I just thought it was really cool. Here, this is just the third knife that we got from my granddad, is this Solingen knife made in West Germany. Just a little two-bladed slip joint. You can see this knife has been sharpened a lot. It's the main blade there, just a drop point. And then the secondary blade, which has just been sharpened again to a very sharp point. And yeah, this knife was made in West Germany. Actually, this knife was made by Boker, now that I'm really paying attention. So this would have been when Boker was still all made in Germany. Old knife, but really high quality. See, I got this. I work doing drywall occasionally, so I have this knife. It's just a folding razor blade again, good for cutting board. Actually decent quality folding knife. It's got the liner lock, got aluminum handles, and it's made by Dakota, so.
Down here we've got the fake poker knife that I did a review on from Deal Extreme. It's actually not too bad for the $7.80 or whatever I paid for it. It's got fairly smooth action. It's a liner lock there. And it looks nice. Down here we have the Schrade Custom Journeyman with the abalone handles. It comes in this little box thingy, presentation thing. Not sure if it'll focus. Oh yeah, well. So yeah, it's really nice. Got file work on the back of it.
Then we've got, let's see, another fixed blade. This is my Mora clipper that I bought with the military green, the plastic sheath. Actually, probably the best fixed blade you're going to buy for $20. My only quip with it is that it doesn't hold an edge very well at all, and the blade is very easily chipped and dented. But $20, I'm not going to complain. It's basically a disposable survival knife. We've got these two fixed blades that I did a video / rant on. You can see those again. This one is kind of a bayonet style. You can see that really large blood groove up both sides, and this is a fake case cutlery. And the other one like it doesn't have the case logo. It's actually got a random wolf on it. I'm too lazy to get that to try to focus, but and that's got that kind of triple clipped blade, which I like. It's got a very nice penetrating edge, and it's got actually a really sharp blade, so I'm happy with these, as I stated before, for cheap knives. And last we have another knife from my grandfather. This is actually, we found this in one of his kitchen drawers. It's an engraved knife, but if you look at the handle, it's stag. It's real stag. And the stag has been carved into like a buffalo or I'm not sure what kind of animal that is, but and the blade is all engraved with a nice, see, there's a raven or a crow there. There's a deer in the forest there. This is just a gorgeous knife. It's not very sharp, but it's made by Baron, again from West Germany. So there you go, guys. That's our updated. No, it's not. I forgot one thing. This big old machete on the side here. Just a cheap machete. I bought it for maybe $20. It's so dull now that can't cut anything with it, but I suppose I could resharpen that. Really cheap sheath, as you can see. It just kind of folds up in my hand, which I don't like at all, but
it does the job.
Well, now then, that's all for our updated collection video, so thanks for watching.